enter.
Morning, today's date is March 17th, 2026. Present with us is the treasurer, Terry Kuntz. Terry, we want to tell us what's going on in your department, please.
Nothing.
All right, are we done?
Thank you. We did get your email
Okay,
before the meeting this time, so that was good. Thank you.
well, so the report I sent to you and I sent it to Helen, there's no out of balance conditions, it's just your basic stuff. The only thing that did not get posted in February was the jail commissary. I asked Ginger to post it in March, because I can't wait. Mr. Heck, I guess, is out, and I'm sorry that why he's out, but so we didn't post that, so that you won't see any changes on that part. But so that's it. Did you have any questions on this?
There's Whitehall mentioned in there somewhere. What do we still have to do with Whitehall? Anything?
Whitehall.
School.
We disperse
Oh, that's probably.
all
what
the
it is.
money
Okay.
for Whitehall every.
We get it in
month.
and disperse it. That's
I just
right.
write
That
a
makes
check.
sense. Yeah,
I write a check,
it was in here somewhere. I just like.
probably in the treasurer's check,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is like third or fourth report down.
there we go. EG Whitehall.
Yeah, that's Edward Jones.
Okay.
So Edward Jones statements, we carry the money, but Edward Jones has the money. So it's in our cash fund, so that's why I carry it there. And it belongs to Whitehall. They're responsible for it now, but we still carry it because technically their investments should not be moved.
Okay.
So
That was the only question I had.
and Edward Jones notifies me anytime they do anything, which is fun.
Will we see Title III in there next?
I'm gonna
month?
post it. Yes,
For
well,
March.
I'll post it today.
Okay.
I did a study on that, so the Beaverhead Commission posted that SRS stuff that we just got. They posted it using the 24 year, fiscal year
Oh,
24
yeah.
mills. And I sent some of you,
Mhm.
maybe I don't remember, but 24, 25, and 26. There's a few dollars difference. I just think we should just post it in the year we got it. That's kind of what I think.
That
So
makes sense to me.
back, yeah, it's just too much manipulation.
Gentley likes to
Let's
stir
make
the
it,
pot.
I like simple. When I have to explain to John Paul what I did, I don't always remember. So I just hung up from Martin King about tunnels, and he had so many questions going that I was like, you have to slow down because I'm just,
Can't process.
I
that
can't
fast.
process all this stuff. Because we're going to court on Thursday. He'll be here tomorrow at 2. If you want to come over and listen. There's a lot of strange and interesting stuff that we can talk about, but hopefully we'll be in receivership by the time the judge is done. Hopefully. So I thought we would have our little quarterly meeting about our investments. So what I've done here is I printed out, and I'll give this to you, Helen, as well. This is a list of, the first page is a list of all of our CDs with multi-bank securities. So you'll notice, that doesn't have a total on here, but it's $7.121 million. So the third page will show you that total. I stapled them wrong, 7.121 million. And the second page is what's in STIP as of the end of December 2025. So that means we have approximately $32 million that's invested in higher yield monies than our basic savings account. So you'll see on that eConnect Direct on multi-bank securities, it shows you the maturity dates, the settlement dates of when we bought it. So some of these have matured and then changed and closed. So, but I wanted you to have the list, and I'll send you an updated list when I get it updated for March. I'll just bring it here in April. I just wanted you to have an idea. Corey gets all the notices on these, but our rates have been running between 3.75 and 4.5, which is really good. One matured this week, and I put it back into a 3.8%, and you won't see that on here because it's not on this report, because this is the end of 25. So I just wanted you to be aware of what was invested in 2025. We haven't changed the amount that's invested over there. I just want you to be aware. So In April, I'll give you the first quarter report of what we've done with multi-bank in 2026. So I'm pretty comfortable with the CDs and what we're doing here. So I don't know, Dan and Craig, if you realize that we can't invest in certain things. The law does not allow counties or any government to invest in anything but CDs or government bonds. And they have to mature within a 5-year period, so you can't take it out further. So that's why you see these are a lot of short-term. I'll give you this huge under. You
And
see
when
a lot of
closing,
short.
you're reinvesting them again.
Yeah, unless there's nothing in the market that I like. And then I'll pull it back in and put it in STIP. Now, STIP's interest rate should start to change going down here pretty soon, I would assume. So far, it hasn't. But for our next budget cycle, I'm probably gonna predict a less or interest earnings. Only because the market isn't doing, it's bad. It's not great. I shouldn't say it's bad. I don't want to say negative, so. So if something matures and I can get something close to the same interest rate for a period for 4 to 5 years, I let it go. Because since I've been here since 2014, I've never once seen STIP drop below 15 million. So I feel really safe having 7 million somewhere else. And the point with multi-bank securities for you two, and Corey knows this, in case you don't know, multi-bank securities tracks all of our CDs so that we're not investing in the same bank because you're limited by FDIC.
Yep.
In case that bank crashes. So he's got his own spreadsheet, which I can see it, that shows what banks were invested in, which is what that list is too. So that we're not putting money in the same bank. So everything's under $249,000. That's why there's so many of them. But so that's just for our protection.
And when I started here, we didn't have any investments besides the STIP or whatever. And we kept talking about it, and I think you found this, did you, Terry?
Yeah, I met them.
And it's been great. I bet you we paid more money than we've ever
I
had
think we have made good
these
money.
investments. Yeah, it's been
So this month, they gave us $24,000 in February. So it all depends on how those CDs and when they mature, how that payment works, but I've seen it a lot higher than 24. It's been a lot higher. STIP gave us 62,000, 67,000, 63,000.
I think there's supposed to be an investment committee or something in there.
Well, we have an investment policy that was approved by you two worked on it, the commission at the time. So in the MCA, the treasurer is ultimately responsible for every investment. It's a little scary, to be honest with you. And the investment committee is made up of whoever we put together to just review that. That's why I think it's important that we're talking about this every quarter, and then I forget. So that's on me. So if we talk about it every quarter and then you guys don't like what we're doing, or Ginger says, hey, what about doing something this, then we can talk about that and make those changes. That's kind of how I see it at this point. We made an investment policy. In case you haven't seen it, I'll send it to you. I do need to update it and change it so that, because when I wrote that investment policy, I said, keep all the money inside the state. Well, it's hard to get investments inside the state. So I really need to change that line to say that we could reach out to a broker, which is what this guy is. And I need to do that. I just haven't, but I think that we are doing things appropriately. And that's why I should report those things to you so that you know what we're doing. So we can get that maximum amount of interest on the money. So any questions? Okay, so this is the next thing that's a little tougher. We have to do this every year. I didn't do it last year or the year before. So this is my write-off for mobile homes. And it goes, this list that's attached goes from 2013 to 2020. So the law allows us to write off every 5 years. So 2026 mobile home taxes have not been created. So in my opinion, we have to leave 2021 to 2025. Because 26 is next month or May. So The total on this list is $67,817.46. And this includes interest and penalty. So when I go in and cancel it, the interest and penalty just reverse back out. But I need to get working on charging this stuff off. Now, if you look at the list, you'll see some familiar names. They're linked every year, still are today. So there are about 7 of these mobile homes that are on this list. I thought I wrote that down, but I guess I didn't. That are considered, DOR has given me a letter saying they're unsound, so we need to get rid of them anyway. But, so what I'd like to do is present this to you, and then I can't remember what the process is anymore, because it's been a while. I give you my letter to request it. I don't think you do a resolution, but I do think you have to approve it,
I think we do it at a board meeting.
and you do it. So, so what I'm doing is I'm handing this to you. It's for $67,817.46. And then I'll have one of my team go in and cancel all these taxes. And that takes a while because there's so many of them. And I have a copy on my desk, Ginger, so I'll give this to you as soon as I'm done talking.
Can you explain something to me?
Sure.
Like you said, there's particular names that come up in here all the time. Now, say that they're, pardon the word, but forgiven or pardon, let's put it that way. And it comes to be in the next time around, are we still gonna keep doing that for those kind of people? that are still on that list?
Unfortunately, yes. So here's the process by law.
Okay.
The process by law says I have to notify them and notify them and notify them, and I have.
Mhm.
Then the second process is, and Commissioner Doolittle knows this because I've been in his office talking about it when he was the sheriff. The second process is for civil to get involved and go
Right.
out there and slap a tag on the thing and say, you owe us, we're gonna take your property away. The bad part about that is, we don't want their property. What are we gonna do with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
We can take it.
I could hire somebody to drag it down the road and put it on the courthouse lawn and try to auction it, but by the time it gets down here, it's gonna be falling apart, because it's,
All right,
I'm not trying to be mean,
No,
I
you're
just don't know
absolutely right.
I just don't know the answer.
40 years.
you know, but I guess I'd be asking in that particular area is for that person or persons, how do you get the point across to say enough's enough? Because you know that they know that you're not gonna.
I
take
have
the
told
property.
them, I've told the one guy who I think you're talking about, because his name's up there
Yes.
on
it
the
is.
top. He knows the law, that's what
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Okay.
And-
Anybody that's got one of them notices knows what the deal is.
And I could, like I said, have civil go out and slap tickers on the thing, and that's fine, because that's what the law says I can do. And, but after that, I don't know what to do. There was a year, many years ago, that we talked about doing an auction. So on the courthouse lawn, doing an auction, say, well, if you want to buy this 1970, it's up located in whatever, Fingolch, wherever that might be, and you can buy it. But you have to go up there and get it, or evict the people, or do whatever. And we talked about that. Again, very uncomfortable, very difficult.
I don't even see that, I guess, or maybe I misunderstand. Is there no way to, particularly that person in general, like we used to deal with in law enforcement, say you're responsible for this, if not, this is what you're getting fined or penalized, and
Yeah,
go for
the
money
fines or
that way,
penalties are.
out that real property.
So there is one more thing we can do. And there's an officer in Lewis and Clark County, he's retired now, that used to do this for them. The law also says, if I can't get their mobile home, I can take anything that they own,
Oh,
except for one car to get them to work.
right.
So I can take their cows and their tractors
Hmm.
and their snowmobile and their ATVs. I can do all that stuff. And that certainly is worth considering. But I need a civil officer that's available to go analyze what's on the property. This guy he got shot at so many times, I can't tell you. He did take cows, he did take tractors, he did whatever. And they got their money on some things, and some it didn't matter. But again, we're back to,
Right. Where do you put it?
Is it? 67,000 made up from like a whole bunch of different people, or
Oh,
is
yeah.
it like a couple?
It's from 20,
It's a bunch of people,
it's a bunch of people.
bunch of people, bunch of years.
And some of those people are actually dead,
Some are just repeat
Mhm.
offenders.
and some are just repeat offenders.
That's, I guess what I'm referring to more so than anything.
And I don't disagree. I just don't know.
Yeah.
We've got this law that's available, but it doesn't really address the matter. And
Right.
then the law says every 5 years you can write them off. So what you're in a rock and a hard place. And most of this, to be honest with you, if you look at these amounts, that's solid waste. If you look at most of those amounts, they're solid waste.
Hmm.
Or the trailers are, or the mobile, I don't wanna say trailer, their mobile homes are unsound.
Mhm.
Or they've got holes in them. I know there's one up there in the Wicks area that many years ago, I went and looked at them. Of course, I had to go with the firefighter or a police officer. I can't remember which I did at the time. Cause they wouldn't let me go up there by myself. And there was a gap between and I don't even know how the poor people lived in there. So I just don't,
Froze inside.
I just,
Does this get reported to the credit agency
no.
in delinquency?
Does it get reported to solid waste?
Yes, Mike knows everything. To be honest with you, he keeps a darn good track.
So he can take the permits from all these
He
people?
could, and see, but if you look at not this is my next project. Most of those dollar amounts are small. 158, you know, that's solid waste plus interest and
Right.
penalty.
Yeah.
So instead of like taking their
Property?
snowmobiles or whatever, can you have a way to put a lien on those things?
Same way. Sheriff department has to go up, slap a sticker on it. And he could just pull the trailer up and yank it out of there. That's the lien.
But what is it worth?
That's what I'm saying, like instead of taking any of their stuff, but can you just have a lien on their title for their
There is a way to do that, Ginger. I've never thought about doing that because again, civil still has to go out there and analyze what's there. And then come back and say, okay, I see he's got a 1962.
Well, you control the DMV. You should know what they have.
I can look that up.
Look it up.
I don't always look it up.
That's why I was thinking, like, if they have motor vehicles registered with you, do you have a way to put a lien on those?
We'd have to file a lien. The county would have to file a lien.
And then it would be on their title for
Yeah.
their.
Yeah,
truck or their
and again, we
snowmobile
still have to
or-
do those steps of notification, civil officer goes out.
It's a
can't
lot-
do-
it's a lot of work.
There's like 5 or 7. I don't mind doing the steps. It's just that. It's,
I think it all came down even way back when is. We're gonna spend this amount of money to make this amount of money.
Yep, exactly.
and
it
it's
was
very
never worth it.
unfortunate. I mean, it's very unfortunate.
It's
Um,
very labor intensive.
And then the second part of that letter, which I want to address, is we have a house. It's an improvement on track F up in Wicks. It's where your person that you were mentioning lived. He doesn't live there anymore. It belonged to Philip and Donna. Philip died in 2016.
Yep.
Donna died a couple years ago.
Right.
So the house is unsound. It is not livable. Ceiling's falling in.
For sale right now. isn't
Well, she's trying, but nobody wants it.
it?
Because Miranda called me yesterday. That's why I added this. So this is currently what the taxes due are on it.
Brenda?
Miranda,
Oh,
who
Miranda.
happens to be Danny's
Right, daughter.
daughter. So many years ago, he was far behind on the taxes on the land that's underneath it.
Right.
So in order to get those cleared up, the daughter paid the taxes and made the dad sign a quitclaim deed. So she owns the land underneath it.
Oh,
Okay, and she's paid the taxes. But this issue is, she's got this place sitting on top of that land. Medicare had filed a lien on it, or Medicaid, whatever they call it in Montana, Medicaid. Had filed a lien on it to help with Donna's care. And they came out and looked at the house because she said, come take it.
Mhm.
yeah.
And
It's
guess
yours.
what? They took the lien off. They don't want it.
So is anyone occupying that house right now?
No, he lives in town now and he's not well.
But his sister was actually living at one time, Brenda.
She lives in the Mers's house. She lives
Oh.
in Philip and Donna's old house.
Yeah.
This house is the house that Dan lived in.
Oh, okay, up there in Fingal?
Yeah.
Okay,
So she would like me to present to you, and that's on the second half of this letter, that she would like to, so it's 8,000 some odd dollars here.
Yep.
She's thinking she could probably come close to 4 if we would charge off from 16 to 20. I do not want to make a precedence of this, but I have negotiated with other people saying, okay, you know, these are super old. I'll make you a deal. I'll take these 2 years, but you got to pay 8. I mean, whatever.
And does,
That is.
but she wants it off the tax rolls at DOR.
DOR just been notified yesterday to go out there and take it off the rolls.
So they're going to do that.
Yeah, so that hopefully will be done for 2026, but I doubt, I'm not gonna, yeah.
So is this the land or is this the house?
That is this tax, the house.
The house? Okay, so she will pay some of the back taxes on the house. but
Yeah,
would like to
cause I
write off some
said,
of
you
the other
gotta,
stuff.
you gotta give me something.
Yeah.
I can't just go in and say charge off $8,000. I can't do it. So she has agreed to try to do what she can. And I said, well, you gotta come up with at least 50 to 70% before I go talk to the commission. So what I put on that letter was half. So we would charge off 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then the rest of it she would have to pay. That decision is up to you. You need to contemplate it. You need to have that discussion. I'm putting it out there. I want it off. It's been hanging out here since, well, it says 2016, and I know Red died in 2016, I'm pretty sure.
is this something that in your way of speaking, you would consider as exigent circumstances? Either the nature of what you're referring to
The
here?
nature of well, the house is not, you can't live in it.
Right,
And Medicare, if they pulled off the lien, you know darn well they don't want it. They usually take their stuff. So they want it for sale, but it's not selling because nobody wants it. And Miranda said she dumped a bunch of money into it to try to get it livable, and she's exhausting her resources. She lives in Clancy, so
Hmm.
I don't know. This is a tough one. But well,
Yeah, I heard that.
that's $2, please, into the kitty.
How soon do you need to know?
On this one, I would say within a week or so, because I want her to start figuring out how to pay the other half.
Is this something we'd have to do a resolution on? Or just a
No,
decision?
it's just a
Just
decision.
put it on the
Put it on the
agenda.
agenda.
Yeah, and that's why I wrote the letter the way I did.
So you
So
wanna add that to the next agenda, Helen, do the separate.
you gotta do the mobile homes, and then they'll have to do this one separate. So this is a tough one, because I don't want to make this a habit. But I also don't want to write off the money without talking to you guys about it, so.
No, that's good. I
Um,
think sometimes you gotta bend a little bit to get some money or else you're not gonna get anything.
You're gonna get nothing.
so that's kind of where we're at. We're
Very
waiting,
good.
we're waiting for mobile home bills to drop. That'll be produced in mid-April. Mailed out.
Those are on DOR's, property tax reduction bank mobile homes. I didn't realize that,
Oh, they are.
you know?
Oh.
You can put in for.
Apply that as a
reduction.
homestead.
Mhm.
I did not realize that. Of course, I've read so much that
Yeah, you're probably dizzy.
so we can't talk too much, but we will be in court on Thursday, and any liable support would be good.
What time?
I think it's at 1. I know it's at 1
And you're meeting with the attorneys
tomorrow
okay. at
in
2?
Steve's office
At
around
2?
2.
Okay.
And it's probably gonna be a little rough because they're accusing us of some things that is not true, but, we'll just do what we can do. I was kind of hoping not to be called to the stand, but apparently Martin told me today, oh, you better read what you said last time, and so, here we go.
If you write off all the mobile homes, you know, from before 5 years ago, is there any way to like attack it more vigorously going forward? So that.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Is there any other approach to it, so it's not in another 5 years, another 60?
We have to do it every 5 years.
But
That's
like in
what-
the meantime, before the next 5 years is up, is there, I mean, I know you said all those steps, is there?
Well, the law says you have to wait 5 years for them delinquent before you can charge them off. So,
We're
so
getting
I don't know what those amounts will be. I can certainly estimate. Because they're the same guys that are on this list are on the 21 to 25 list.
I just like, how do you prevent writing off $68,000 every 5 years
You don't.
We've been doing this for
ever?
Forever. yeah.
25 years.
Yeah, the
As
last
long as I've
time I
been
wrote
around.
them off was in 2014. Because I've been a little behind, so it might be less dollar amount.
Well, I mean, I saw your list and looking at them, I'm like, I'm pretty sure those trailers don't even exist anymore. So
Well-
maybe in 5 years, there will be even,
They
less.
exist, but they're not
They're still being on the tax roll.
livable, they're not.
Mhm.
And the problem with the trailer houses is, it's not the land underneath them, it's just the trailer house, and we could never figure out. Between the commission and us and Terry and Bonnie, what do we do with them? There was never any,
Unless we want to park them on the courthouse
yeah,
lawn and.
I don't even
auction
want
Do
to
an
say,
auction,
I don't even
sold, you
wanna
can have
say
it for $1.
there's not an easy way, there's really, we came up with no way.
Missoula tried, many years ago. They pulled some down on the courthouse lawn and they did an auction. They had a whole list. They sold quite a bit. They actually cleared their tax list. But what they found was there was some liens on those and they got in trouble
Mhm.
because they sold those because they didn't do the other side. So,
Because-
so they won't even touch it anymore.
Because
of
people
that
don't
risk.
go to a bank to borrow money and say, well, yeah, I have a 45-year-old trailer and it's decrepit, and nobody can live in it, and the windows are all gone. You wanna loan me some money on it? They say, hey, I got this nice trailer, sits on this piece of property, here's the title, will you give me $5,000? And bank's like, sure.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate. And we got a couple of places down in Whitehall where there's several family compound mobiles that don't get paid.
You should know where that is.
Oh, no, it just, in my dreams, I still know, yes.
But what I'm saying is, okay, they're on this list. It's just, I don't know how much you can beat a dead horse. And it's every 5 years, it should be. So in 2020, well, 6 would be 30. 2030, when I'm not here.
So is Mike taking off the solid waste fee as he's figuring these out, or does he take?
No, I haven't even given him this list.
That might be something.
He doesn't get the money, right? Because it's delinquent, so it's
Right.
just on.
But he
his-
shouldn't be sending out a permit either. I mean, if he's not gonna send out a permit.
Yeah,
just get
he does know from
$150.
last year, he knows who's
Okay.
hasn't paid, because he has access to the tax system. So when he issues a permit, he checks both. So a lot of times he refuses, and then they all call and yell at both of us, so. But,
Cause that's something we can do, I think that's what.
and
Cody's saying
sometimes we
is-
get collecting.
And then if we're not sending them the permit, then
They
if
can't
they
dump
come
their
to
truck
dump,
garbage.
just turn them around.
Right, and Mike has done that.
And then you'll
refused
have,
to
then you'll have
issue
a
it.
4-year-old trailer with a bunch of garbage in it.
Yeah, that's.
And we have that, and we have that too. And there's that.
Well, at least we can tell them if you want your permit, you gotta pay for it. You don't pay for it on your taxes, so you can either pay for it as you dump, or you can pay for your permit.
Well, I know when they get asked for one, that's what he checks. He checks the tax roll before he issues. If it's delinquent, they call us, because he says, or Shaylee says, call us.
Yep.
Call the treasurer. And then say, no, well, until you pay it, I can't tell him it's paid, and then he won't issue, he'll issue it when it's done.
Once paid.
But these people don't always do that.
But that's about all that's on some of these is $150.
Yeah,
And like I said, I know there's 8 of those that are unsound. In my last report for the Department of Revenues, there's 8 times 7 years. So they should be off there anyway. I know, it's not any.
It's not a fair thing for sure.
It's not fair. Because some repeat offenders look the same.
Well, the more they find out, the more they'll maybe will want to participate.
Well, like I said, one of them does know, because he
Yeah,
tells me it quite often,
Yeah.
or he used to. I haven't seen him in a couple of years because he's not well, like I said, so. Anyway, that's my good news, bad news today.
All right, thank you, Terry.
Yes, thank you.
Are we adjourned, Mr. Chair?
We are, sir.
The 2016 Ford